What's good, YouTube? It's your man Rage King back with another one. Yes, another upload to the channel. And before we get started, I ask if y'all please go down there and hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit that share button, hit that bell for notifications if you're new. Welcome to Rema Rage TV. This is how we do Rage and Rebels. Crown up. And if you're new to the crew, welcome to the Rage and Rebel Revolution. Now let's vibe. And y'all, we got some news coming out of WWE video game headquarters. Well, what do you mean by that, Rage King? Allow me to explain. WWE 2K19 and 2K20 online servers will be shutting down later this year. Now let's speak on it. Now we got an article here that's going to explain all the details as to when and where this particular online server is going to be shut down for both games. So without further ado, let's get into it. 2K Sports confirms that it is completely shutting down the online support for its WWE 2K19 and WWE 2K20 games next month. I'm going to just be honest before I even continue with that. For those that are aware or played WWE 2K20, we can all agree that was a game that didn't need any online servers at all. The fact that y'all even allowed servers to even be put on that game is absolutely ridiculous. I'm just keeping 100 with you. I don't understand how. Now understand this. I know games come out nowadays. The meta for games is to come out with a broken release and then they just patch it up later, quote unquote. But WWE 2K20, for anybody that's aware, anybody's played the game, we can all agree that was one game y'all should have just gone ahead and kept, homie. Y'all should have just kept that game. You understand what I'm saying? But let's continue. That's just my opinion. That's just my slightly humble opinion. But let's continue. WWE 2K22 has been a big hit with WWE fans so far. Speak for yourself in certain modes. With the reaction to the game positive enough to convince WWE to stick with 2K Sports for future entries in the long-running franchise. I think that the jury is still out on that. I don't advise that for WWE, but I'm not in WWE, and my opinion as far as those guys go, as far as they go, does not matter. But I still say I would think twice about that. Fans have praised the return of General Manager mode, the significant technical improvements when compared to WWE 2K20, and the robust creation options. Again, the improvement from there is much improvement from WWE 2K20 to 2K22, but it wasn't very hard to improve from that game because that game was just ugh, to say the least. Even so, there may be those who have yet to upgrade and have stuck with WWE 2K19, and as unlikely as it may be, WWE 2K20. However, it's been announced that online support for both those games will be ending in the near future. The official WWE Games Twitter account has confirmed that the online servers for both WWE 2K19 and 2K20 are being taken offline. Fans of those games will have until June 30th, 2022 to check out the online modes, and after that point they will be gone forever. All online community functionality for both those games will cease to work, meaning players will no longer be able to participate in online matches or download community creations. Before I continue, I just want to say WWE 2K19, thank you for the vast and tremendous memories you have created. I will honestly say that, in my humble opinion, that WWE 2K19 was one of the better, I'm not going to say it's one of the best, but it was one of the better games, better wrestling games to ever come out. You understand what I'm saying? So with that being said, 2K19, thank you. 2K20, go away. Go away and never return. Like ever. Go find a bridge, jump off it, and every copy of it, do the same. Let's continue. In the case of WWE 2K20, it's unlikely that this is going to have an impact on all that many people. After all, WWE 2K20 had disastrous reviews at launch, with many criticizing it as possibly one of the worst wrestling games ever made, if not the worst. I am on the boat of the worst. And that game that that wannabe game they came out with, Battlegrounds, you can go ahead and chalk that up there too with one of the worst, if not the worst, in my opinion. The backlash to WWE 2K20 was so severe that it caused 2K Sports to put the franchise on hold, skipping WWE 2K21 entirely so the developers could focus their efforts on making WWE 2K22 as good of a game as they possibly could. I read that and then I beg the question again to ask, why are wrestling games and sports games in general not released every 2 years instead of every year, and that would kill the time crunch that y'all have to get out of the game every single year that has hardly any improvements on it, and is basically just a roster update and a few cosmetic updates that really aren't worthy of a $100 to $120+ price tag. But that's just my opinion. The tweet reads from the WWE 2K22 game Twitter page. WWE 2K community, on June 30th, 2022, we will sunset support for WWE 2K19 and WWE 2K20 servers. There may be more fans upset about WWE 2K19 servers shutting down. While WWE 2K20 was panned by fans and critics alike, WWE 2K19 was actually fairly well received and generally considered one of the better WWE games of the 2K era. It's a safe bet that most of the WWE 2K19 community has most likely moved on to WWE 2K22 at this point, but even so, this news may be disappointing to those who still enjoy playing that particular entry in the series. And that is the end of the article. Now, I'm going to end the video on saying this. I am sad to see 2K19 go, but eventually we all got to move on. But I'm going to say this too. Since WWE 2K22 is supposed to be Take-Two Interactive's sole focus as far as wrestling games go, then the fixes on the broken modes in WWE 2K22 need to be coming, and there's absolutely no excuse why they shouldn't be coming. It's been a 2-year hiatus, and every mode, i.e. universe mode and everything else, every other mode that's not pay to win, needs to work on this game. Y'all have absolutely no excuses now as to why it shouldn't. But that's just my opinion. Y'all let me know down in the comment section what y'all think about the server shutdown, man. That's the end of my video. Hope y'all enjoyed. It's been a pleasure making it for you. My name is Rage King, and I'll see y'all later.